Hello and welcome back to Let's Play UnderRail Expedition with me, BringItDon. So as recommended, I play through the next area. I think it was this area they were talking about, in normal speed. Also, I was told not to attack anything, so against my better judgment, I'll not attack anything that attacks me. I will, Oh, that was weird. I will stay my hand. Excellent material for fireproof clothing, as basalt fibers are highly resistant to... Rebars made from these fibers have much higher strength-to-weight ratio and corrosion resistance. Wool for insulation, filtration, as hydroponics growth medium. Hydroponics, sorry. The text is sitting on a computer there. There we go. Let's scroll up a little bit so I can read it. Okay, on to the next computer. Transparent metallic glass, a microalloy comprised of, is made through the process of aerodynamic levitation, whereby the materials are suspended in air and melted with lasers. Expensive to produce, otherwise theoretically, the entire abyssal station could have been constructed from. Transparent metallic glass. Okay, we've already done all that. It's stuck. But I'm strong. Let me in. Oh, excuse me. It's a weird half hiccup thing. Alright, a lot of steel plates. Nothing I'm particularly interested in, so we'll just keep going this way. No power for that one. I'll grab the gas mask. That's usually a sign that I'm going to need it down the road, so let's keep that on hand just in case. Wow, 120. I'm gonna grab the biohazard suit as well, because it should stack with the. I mean, it will stack with the gas mask if I end up needing that. To compensate for that, I will get rid of. See, he doesn't weigh very much. I don't want to get rid of that. That's really valuable for the heat damage. Well, I guess I'm pretty resistant to heat damage as it stands. I don't really need that. Oh, no matter. We have way too much to drop here. I'm just going to drop the biohazard suit. If we need it, we'll come back and grab it. Wait, there's a door right here. Let's see, a symbiotic environment combining conventional aquaculture with hydroponics, making the aquaponics fish, crustaceans, mollusks, hydrozoan colonies. Biofilters where nitrification bacteria can convert ammonia into nitrates for plant. Combined into a single automated system to maintain balance between. Okay. Go activate this gate control, just so all the doors are open. No power. Oh, didn't see that crate there. We'll admit the slower the game is, the more impactful the ambiance is. Storage. Okay. Oh wow. I'll be grabbing all that, and we'll just get rid of some food stuff. We'll get rid of like the some of the stuff is really good. I'm gonna get rid of this stuff. I guess I get rid of like half of these. That goes against my better judgment. Screw it. Oh, I'm gonna need some bison milk. Oh, didn't see that locker either. Okay, so according to this sign, I think that's the special lab. We're currently in the general lab. I am going to speed it up to get to the other side real quick. A weird symbol. A weird but oddly familiar symbol written in red on a piece of electronic paper. Only 1 point of experience for it though, but you can only study it once. Medsynth canisters in the manufacturing dome. Demand for drugs for treating various disorders in the native population, both mental and physical, due to inadaptability to living conditions. Not for the sub-islander population, that is. For us. Makes synthesis highly complicated due to current tensions between. Alright, just to see expunge the invading submarine. Tons and tons of suited slime in its place, darkening. Bring a fragment of that which gave us wisdom. Flotsmir's power, infinite. Sacrifice of human flesh and bone. Cut into pieces and arranged according to instructions, while the liver is dipped into the solution. Blood collected in a bowl, mixed with shadow dust and sprinkled across. Ignite the crystal incense to cast shadow light upon. Should all gather around as the outside lights dim and change. Gateway from which serpentine... Between R&D and the remaining submarines and subspheres. No access to food processing dome. The residential one, the time has come for my siblings, who sadly couldn't see the truth. So Flotsmir, once again, is the serpent the natives worship. I guess we're going to the, special research lab? So, it's a quick save. I see a crystal in there. Oh, didn't want that stupid throwing knife. Let's get rid of that real quick. We need to make room for the ammunition, because ammunition is valuable, because it can be sold anywhere. Let's get rid of like half of these, because these are pretty common. No power. Liquid crystal slime. When motionless, the liquid is viscous and sticks to the walls of the container, its sparkling reflections richly colored. But when shaken, the liquid breaks up and turns into matte, dry lumps. It remains so for a few moments. Then it resettles and reliquefies. 2 points of experience. No power. No power. Alright, neural interface. Looks like a head scanner. Or maybe a projector of some kind. There's a lot of exposed cabling, mismatched and makeshift components, and otherwise clear signs of an ad hoc approach to constructing and modifying this device. You see dried blood on the backrest. Alright, I don't want to turn on the power until I explore everything. Alright, MEG tracings. Magnetoencephalogram of a certain R. Jansen's brain activity during high frequency, 41.5 Hertz. Shadow wave exposure. As printed at the bottom. Doesn't look healthy one bit. 2 points of experience. Pacifier. The cumbersome and clunky construction of the psionic headband suggests that it's just an experimental model. It seems that their designers are looking to enhance non-lethal psionic techniques. Well, we'll take that. It weighs 3, though. Alright. We'll get rid of some of this ammunition, so we can persevere. Alright, organ tanks. Certain grossly oversized hearts with electrodes attached to them. Another organ tank. Inside is a massive dried up human brain. Okay. Let's check this out before I apply power. To merely call the monolith dark would not be accurate. Its blackness is not merely the lack of reflected light, but emptiness in every way. Its space is not vacant or filled with dark substance, but rather it feels as though there is not even any space there. It is more like a tear in space-time, or perhaps a tear in reality itself, revealing the nothingness beyond. At the same time, the monolith does appear as if it has some sort of existence itself, and its existence seems clearer and more fundamental than that of everything else around it. One of its corners seems to have been cut off, giving you a glimpse inside the monolith. A sight of endless expanses populated by dimmed purple, bluish, and reddish light, sparsely lit by bright white particles, all swirling endlessly without aim in fine purple mist through the black void. Yeah, let's reach out and reach out for the monolith with my mind first. You focus your mind on the monolith, and the experience is unlike anything you've known before. All the thoughts you direct towards the monolith are swallowed by its darkness, and you are left dazed, confused, with irrational sense of dread. I have an idea. I'm going to drink juice, and then investigate this. Alright, nothing happened. Let's reload. I don't want to waste juice on something that didn't work. Alright, I feel like I should apply power before I do anything else. Let's apply power. Alright, let's see. Lemco, LC387, welcome P. Bridges. Unable to connect to ASI. Alright, don't need to read all that again. Alright, documents. Shadow wave psycho projection charts. Standard superseded. Shadow wave frequencies, no perceptible stimulation and no short-term effects. Faint distant aural beat in the range of 5 to 15 beats per minute, no visual stimulation. 3 to 8 Hz, deep stimulation of unconscious cognition, inductive reasoning, memory recollection, creativity, association, language, etc. 8 to 12 Hz, a sense of great relaxation and loss of sense of time and spatial awareness. 12 to 38, lucid audiovisual hallucinations. 38 to 42, increased analytic cognitive performance, deductive reasoning, complex problem solving, etc. 42 to 60, increased psionic performance across most disciplines, exhausting for non-psionic subjects, severe headaches in extreme cases. Frequencies higher than 60 Hz are considered dangerous and should only be used with psionic objects while exercising extreme caution. Alright, shadow dust inhalation, current. Alright, less than 0.5 Hz, sense of vermicular motion inside head and abdomen, mild headache and intestinal pain in approximately half of subjects. 0.5 to 3 Hz, violent pounding in ears, sometimes accompanied by hissing, growling, and screaming, no visual stimulation. 3 to 8 Hz, creeping terror, distress, coldness. 8 to 12 Hz, sense of asphyxiation and claustrophobia. 12 to 38 Hz, temporary loss of sight and hearing with the exception of sporadic audiovisual visions, most commonly containing flashing pairs of lights, serpentine motion, and indiscernible echoing sounds. 38 to 42 Hz, suicidal urges, madness, often leading to cerebral hemorrhaging and death. Complete and overwhelming sensory hallucinations. Frequencies higher than 42 Hz will consistently result in death of subjects that have inhaled shadow dust. Psychoprojection images. Psychoprojection drawings, Dr. Maytall's drawings. The first drawing features a black background with a few white squiggly lines, some thicker, some thinner, nothing more. The second sketch is more elaborate. There are about 20 or so lines horizontally parallel to one another, with some having warm coloration, red, orange, yellow, etc., either all the way through or partially until turning white again. They are shaped like sine waves, with smooth, constant amplitude, but some waves are only uniform up until they spiral out of order and outside the bounds of the drawing. The third sketch is yet more elaborate. The background is still black, but all the lines are colored without restrictions. The mutual spatial relationship feels organized in a fully two-dimensional way, while the shapes are more varied in size and proportions, if still rounded for the most part. Simple geometrical shapes like triangles and squares split in half diagonally are also present, as if emerging from some kind of fabric formed by the underlying intertwistment of multicolored lines. Yet the form is purely abstract, it doesn't reference anything from the real world. The fourth drawing is completely blank. The fifth drawing can easily be mistaken for a long-lost work of abstract art. It's fully colored, three-dimensional painting of warped land or water, or something completely different, with angular shapes of complex geometry placed on it with great sense of spatial awareness and proportion. The colors are overwhelming, as if the painter was compensating for their lack of vividness or some other inherent property, and many lines were drawn multiple times with slight deviations in their dimensionality. You get the impression that the image is supposed to represent something more, but it is difficult for you to discern what. The sixth drawing represents a cold, calculated organization of shapes, devoid of artistry and human emotion, a technical drawing, in essence. The rounded shapes are predominant again, as well, as a few merged tetrahedrons, and colors are uniform in distribution and saturation. This is the first one that features text, formula that seem to describe properties of the drawn reality and relate them to our own. The seventh drawing is unfinished, being only about one-third done. It is a chaotic amalgamation of all the previous works, containing spirals and triangles and half-written formula. Its incompleteness doesn't have a sense of drawing direction you're familiar with. Instead, there are many holes in the composition. Certain spots just lack color, whereas some other spots are completely blank. There is no discernible pattern to any of this. The drawing makes no sense to you. It also appears to be the last one in the folder. Early collection? This folder contains numerous drawings by various individuals, ranging from simple black and white sketches to colorful portrayals of mind-bending objects, worlds, or purely abstract concepts. Rounded wave-like or spiraling lines pervade the imagery, and triangles, pyramids, or tetrahedrons, depending on the dimensions featured, are also common motifs. There are a few notable ones. A transparent submarine dripping with black, slimy mass, beams of light illuminate it from the dark below. A human figure cutting the monolith depicted as being laid down horizontally on the floor. There is black smoke rising from it and filling the room before falling back down to specks of dust. Some strange flying machine with large wings speeding through fog. Its dimensions and other properties are written next to it. A man and a woman with their hands reaching up. Tentacles emerge from below and hold them by their legs. Anatomy of a woman with some unknown markings on her vital organs. Her skin is colored green. Contemporary collection? This folder contains numerous drawings by various individuals, most of them disturbing in form and content. They feature twisted perspectives, strong colors that bleed into one another, serpents and other sinister-looking creatures devouring or simply slaughtering humanoid beings, as well as creatures of other kinds. Alright, so reading this, I don't know if y'all are familiar with Warhammer 40,000, but the Horse Heresy series, the book Fulgrim, it has a similar feeling to it. Anyway, some of these drawings contain formulas, occult rather than scientific, regarding things done to flesh that is often featured next to these inscriptions, drawn in one way or the other. Some are more notable than others. Humanoid reptilians driving spears into hairy, muscular, four-legged creatures. They in the middle of an endless pool of blood. A serpent constricting various objects, people, machines, cities, stars, and things greater. Often titled as Sormir, or Flotstorm, or most commonly, Flotstormir. A vortex of some kind, dark-centered, and surrounded by people, both alive and dead. All of the living ones are bowing deeply, but the one who's sprinkling some kind of black dust all over it. The dead are never whole. Neuron mapping set PPR. The dark screen slowly turns purple. Colorful and detailed spiraling shapes of mathematical perfection begin to appear in the middle of the screen, becoming more and more concentrated in the very center until a symmetrical image finally gains form. Jeez. The shapes repeat in different configurations and are self-similar, composed of smaller identical or almost identical shapes to itself, diminishing in scale to apparent infinity. Jeez. The text underneath the image indicates that the image is being rendered in real time from some kind of mathematical function, and you are given the option to zoom further in. Yeah, zoom in. You zoom into the center. The macro shape outgrows the screen and reveals its fractal composition, I've said this word several times in this Let's Play. I can say it again. Constituents. Oh my goodness. And then again, grow larger and radiate away as you zoom in. Colors change and shapes reconfigure. And the longer you stare into the infinite center, the more it feels like you're descending into new realities, losing sight of the previously obvious patterns and building blocks. From purple vastness, you fall into a spiraling azure sea, whose surface forms the maw of the universe, that swallows you and squeezes you past the bright stars and into a quasar containing a layer of slithering green serpents, between which clouds of glistening dust conceal scorching pits of molten rock, forming an iced island on which a forest of orange vegetation is home to swarms of yellow thousand-legged insects, crawling around their monstrous black queen, whose single compound eye reflects floating polyhedrons, between which cosmic arcs of lightning wreak havoc that disintegrate reality and funnel it broken into a spiraling singularity. I'm gonna have to go back and read this one again. Reading it out loud, I didn't comprehend a whole lot of that. A bunch of colors, a lot of stuff going on. Which is in fact a great serpent. You can no longer zoom in. Summon available servant. Alright, no servants available. Cool. Alright, well that was trippy. Just reading it was trippy. The label reads Neo-Reptilian Brain. Shadow waves on living tissue. Affects DNA replication. Dust into the bloodstream, which will accelerate the process and cause. Biomolecules unknown. Tests involving reanimating dead tissue have proven. Shadow waves on living tissue. Okay, everybody read that part. Hey, it's the Acorn that we're after. Holy crap-a-roly. Bunch of goodies in here. Might be worth breaking them down and repairing my stuff. Well, I haven't really fought anything down here. I guess I don't need to do that. Nothing should be in disrepair. Alright, let's drop off some ammunition. None of it weighs a whole lot. I mean, this is stuff that I brought with me that weighs a whole lot. Holy crap, this weighs 64. I never realized that weighed that much. Well, our next trip back to Core City will see us drop that stuff off, because we don't need that right now. Strongman head. It's got burn marks that precipitate from the neck and spiral toward the top of the head. They emit a faint purple glow. A Connor? Too experienced for it. A Connor is written on its top face. Wait, what did my guy just say? Anyway, a Connor is written on its top face, just below a white symbol most resembling a diagonally placed egg, whose upper half is enclosed by a semicircle with a bent stalk at the very top. It appears to be a container of some kind, one that seems to open horizontally in the middle. You are, however, unable to find the means by which to do so. There are no handles, no locks, no buttons, touchscreens or visible sensors. Additionally, the robust casing easily discourages brute force, at least by more conventional means. Whatever is inside is likely invaluable. Hey, what's that gate down there? What is that thing? Alright, let's reach out and touch the monolith. We haven't done that yet. It feels smooth to the touch. It's neither cold nor warm. Touch the place where the monolith was cut. You scramble up the slippery monolith until you can just about reach the cut part. Then you slowly insert your fingers inside, but immediately withdraw them due to searing pain. You slide down in panic and inspect your hand. The very tips of your fingertips appear as if they were cut off with surgical precision. Ooh. Alright. What is attacking me? I can't see anything, it's too dark. Where's my last quick save at? I'm gonna reload real quick because I want to inspect. I guess with the Acorn I'm getting attacked by something. But I can't see. Alright, I was told not to fight, but I wanted to try the juice. I guess the juice didn't have an effect on my mind, so I don't think it's gonna have an effect here either. I should have opened up the gate before I yeah, let's do that. Let's load and see if I can make it to the gate before anything spawns on me. I see something moving, I just can't quite make it out. It looks like more of those darn ghosts. Oh, holy crap, there are a lot of portals. Alright. Again, I was told not to fight anything, so I'm just gonna leave. Which is gonna be rough because I'm over encumbered. This is a bad idea. Is this gate open? No, it's not. Oh, game crashed. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to call it here in the next episode. We'll make a run for it. Game's been crashing a lot in Expedition DLC. And by a lot, I mean twice. Which is more than the base game has ever crashed on me. So, no, I think it crashed once on me before. Anyway, sorry about that. We'll pick up where we left off. We'll continue running away from the those creatures in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.